So it has been a minute since I have played Clash Mini. I mean, the season started and I'm now just opening the game for the first time. Um, so we're gonna be going through this is on our mini account and everything like that. So what do we have here? Okay, let me claim these rewards. And basically, I'm gonna be talking about what the heck is going on with Clash Mini. And kind of my thoughts, my opinions, how I'm feeling. As you guys have noticed, I have not uploaded a video on Clash Mini in quite some time. And to be honest, it's not because I know anything. It's not because I know like any. The main reason is honestly just due to the fact that I am concerned. I'm concerned that we don't have any information. I'm concerned that the game might die. Like, if I'm being completely honest, like, I think there's a real possibility that this game dies with the current state that everything is in. And I'll explain all that thought process and why I'm thinking that and what is going to be coming moving forward and how honestly, I want to talk about how I think Clash Mini can be saved at this point. And I don't have a script for this, as you can tell. I'm just kind of rambling from the heart at this point, so this might be a little bit of a longer video, but I want to make sure that I'm speaking like from an emotional standpoint and kind of conveying that to the team who I hope is watching this video. And maybe if you are in the process of making a decision, this will change your mind. But essentially what I'm feeling right now is I'm just going to be completely and brutally honest with my thoughts and feelings. One of the biggest things that's been talked about is Supercell needs another hit title, right? Like, they haven't. The last game to get globally released was Brawl Stars back in 2018. Supercell needs a global title. Can Clash Mini be that? 100%. I don't have a doubt that if Supercell released Clash Mini, that it would be a top performing game. Do I think this is Supercell's next big hit? Truthfully, no, I don't. If I'm being honest, I think Supercell's next big hit is Moko. If I'm just being completely honest, I don't think it has anything to do with like Clash Mini as a game, because the game itself is fantastic. A lot of myself and other creators have been talking, and we're like, the core gameplay that you guys are playing every day with Clash Mini is incredible, right? Are there balance issues? Of course. But the actual core gameplay itself is really fun. It's engaging. It's easy to understand. It's good for new players to pick up, and it also has a high learning cap. Like, you can there's a lot to learn about the game of Clash Mini. So the game itself is a ton of fun. I am obsessed with this game in terms of a gameplay perspective. Now, when it comes to everything else, it could definitely have improvements. Now, the thing that I'm most concerned and worried about, and why I'm thinking this way, is because we just had a stage channel with Vlad, Frame, the community manager, and he was talking about how, yeah, like there's a new SP mini. We're going to be getting information to the creators soon. They're hoping within a Lunar New Year time frame, which was like last week. So it seemed like things were looking good. We were getting a new update that would fix a lot of the major concerns with collector levels and Toy Machine and how you progress through the game and everything like that. And it was like, okay, things are looking, that sounds great. Things are like, that's good news. But now it's to the point where we are into a repeat season. A team came back from break. We hadn't heard anything. There was no sneak peeks. And it was just like, repeat season coming. So then I truthfully start to get concerned, and I'm like, okay, well, now there's a reality that they are deciding the fate of the game. And it was just really weird that it was just like, yep, we have this update that's going to potentially fix things, that's going to introduce a new SP unit with the new reworks to potential Toy Machine. That could be something cool, right? Like, hey, here's a new SP unit. Let's test it with the new features of the Toy Machine, make sure everything looks good, make sure people like this, make sure it's an enjoyable experience for players, and then we can decide whether that helps push the game closer to global, or if that's like, yep, this is it, now we can go global, something like that. But then they just decided to not. Like, the update just didn't happen, right? Like, we haven't gotten an update. We're in the middle of a repeat season now. And now I had concerns. When that all kind of happened, I was just like, there's a very real possibility that this game dies. And what am I going to do with my channel? So I've been, like, figuring out, like, what do I want to do next? How does Brawl Stars look? I did a Brawl Stars stream yesterday at the time of posting this video. Looking like what kind of Brawl Stars content could I cover / would I even cover? What is kind of missing from the Brawl Stars community that I could provide a unique standpoint or a unique point of view that would be impactful to Brawl Stars players, and how could I create meaningful Brawl Stars content for the community and for my community and everything like that. So it was like, those were the thoughts that were running in my head. And it's like, do I want to do Brawl Stars full time if Clash Mini were to die? Would that be what I transition to? Or would it just be a hold until like Squad Busters, which I loved playing when that was in beta, like almost a year ago or something? Or Moko, which I had a fantastic time playing and I think is going to be Supercell's next big hit. Would it be to that? So it's like kind of figuring out like what does the future of the channel look like if Clash Mini dies? And that's really what I was spending my time on. And so I apologize for not uploading, but I'm sure you guys watching this understand the struggles of not being able to have something new to experience in the game that you love and play on a daily basis. And that's kind of where the game's at right now. It's like nothing is new. We don't even have balance changes, which makes me think it's a conversation of, do we kill or do we go global? The fact that we've had nothing, that's what indicates that to me. So, I mean, at this point, we can only hope that they're going to decide to go global. Now, what do I think it's going to take for Clash Mini to go global? Would fixes to the toy machine and collector level be absolutely 100%? This is what the game needs in order to push global. Maybe, maybe not. I personally think that the system that Clash Mini has could be a little bit better. I don't like the idea of having things not feel impactful and meaningful. And by that, I think I mean, like, honestly, I will stand on this. Having emotes removed from, like, being able to use emotes, like being able to do this and, like, show the emotes that you've unlocked actually hurt the game. Because it's like, avatars and emotes, you just kind of forget about. Like, they aren't meaningful cosmetics. And that's, like, the majority of the progression right now, right? Like, there's nothing meaningful behind avatars and emotes. I think it'd be cool if maybe, like, the avatars, like, instead of the emotes flashing above the minis when they do things, the avatars can flash above them, and emotes can be still used in battle, and players can do that, and then you're able to get skins. And I think there's so much that they could do with the game in terms of cosmetics. And that drives the next big topic of cosmetics is, well, Supercell at the end of the day is a company. They have to make money. And right now, I don't think Clash Mini is in a very positive monetization state. If that makes sense? Like, right now, how it works is they make their money off of what the community is calling quote-unquote gambling. And to an extent, it is. You spend money to take a chance to potentially get something. So, like, is it gambling? You could look at it that way, sure. But it could be something so much better. And when I think of, like, the chance system, I look at Marvel Snap. And I've had this conversation with other creators as well. And it's like, basically the way Marvel Snap does it is, it's like you can grind quests and everything like that in order to get progression on, like, a track. So, like, think of the mini pass track, but think if it never had an end, and you could just constantly get things to help you progress further in the game. That's essentially what Marvel Snap does, and I think that would be much better as it, like, think about it if the trophy road just never ended. Like, if it was just an infinite loop of trophy road, and it was like you were basically guaranteed in order to get something new, whether it's progression towards a cosmetic. So for example, if I got like princess and it was progression towards being able to get cosmetics for princess, right? Like whether it's getting a skin for the princess or getting an avatar for the princess or getting an emote for the princess that I can then use in battle. That is kind of what it's towards, right? And like Clash Mini kind of did that with the with the refinement, the unit refinement and everything like that. But the biggest thing was that it doesn't work as intended because the cosmetics you get from the unit refinement don't really do anything for the player. It doesn't make the player feel rewarded. It's not satisfying for the player, right? It's like the end goal that the only thing that the player sees is what's locked behind the toy machine, and that's what they want to work towards and achieve. Unit refinement doesn't do anything for the player, and I feel like that's the spot we're currently in, and that's the biggest issue I think Clash Mini has, is it's like the core loop of the game right now is just not impactful to the player. And I think that's the biggest issue with the metagame, and by metagame I mean like the economy and everything like that, and the monetization, is that it can't be monetized. Now, imagine if you could advance on that track, had cosmetics that were meaningful, and you could buy, like when you buy the mini pass, you get like a booster that lets you unlock things on a more frequent level, whether that's new minis or new cosmetics, such as skins or avatars that show up in battle, or emotes that you can use in battle as a player. Now, if we're talking about that, then in my opinion, I think that the game has a little bit more substance to it, right? You're constantly working towards something. You can pay to get things a little bit quicker, but it's not luck-based. You're paying to just literally be able to get things quicker. And it's not luck-based because there are people who spent, like Moist Potato, who spent hundreds of dollars to try to get Battle Machine, and there are people in my comment section who said they unlocked Battle Machine in 3 pulls. So it's like, you can still spend and not have the same experience as somebody who did not spend. And I think that's where the disconnect is with the game, and I think that's where a lot of players are feeling dissatisfied with the game, and just literally just wanting more from the game. So I don't know. There's so many different things that just don't feel right about the game in its current state, but then it also has this like aspect to it where it's like, yeah, this game is it. This game can go global. So that's kind of the spot that I'm in mentally. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and just be like, oh, Clash Mini is 100% going global. Like, this game is great. It's going to, like, is the game great? Yes, absolutely. Can the game be something absolutely massive and be a huge hit for Supercell? Yes. Is it Supercell's next biggest hit that's going to take the mobile gaming community by storm? No. I don't think it is, but I also don't think that warrants it to die, because it's better than like 98% of the mobile games that are out there at this point. And it will by far be the best. I stand by this. It will be the best auto battler that has been released. No offense to Auto Chess and TFT. Those are still good games, but there's something about Clash Mini, the 3-minute games, the ease of access, the ability to understand it on a much more simple level. It is easier to understand. It's easier for a new player to get introduced to the genre and fall in love with the genre and fall in love with a strategy-based game, that there is absolutely no way that they can kill this game and think it cannot be the best auto battler on the market, because it 100% can be. So that's my current thought process. That's the kind of that's like what's going on in my head. So I really hope they don't kill this game. I really hope they just, because the game's almost there, right? Like, they can fix the monetization. If monetization is the issue, they can 100% get there. No doubt about it. They can get there. The game is in a spot where the core gameplay itself is amazing, and all they need to do is just rework the economy, and it's going to get there. Brawl Stars went through 3 economic changes. So far, this game has gone through 2. Just give it the third one, give it the facelift that it needs to push it to global, and then you can figure it out after. There's no reason that the team has worked on this game for probably almost 4 years. We've had it in beta for almost 2.5 years. I just don't see the benefit of this point of killing the game. Is it possible the game dies? Yes, absolutely. I've come to terms with that. But is there a benefit to killing the game at this point for the team? Probably not. I think they can push it to something way better and push it to the global status that the game can be at, and quite frankly will be at if they do push it global. So that's my rant. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Let me know how you feel down in the comment section below. The team, to the Clash Mini team, if you are watching to this point in the video and you're still in the process of making your decision, just take note of all those things. I'm just a small content creator. I'm sure nothing I say is going to be able to influence and impact like a substantial business decision like this. But if it does carry any weight internally, I know this game can work. The whole entire community, the Supercell community at large, knows this game can work. People have been wanting to play this game since it dropped into beta. You will have millions of players if you launch this game globally, easily, no doubt. It can and will become the best auto battler on the market, hands down. Everybody will want to get their hands on this game. It can and will be the best auto battler on the market, so I really hope the team can fix what they're trying to fix and get to the point where they feel comfortable with the global launch, because this game can get there. I know it can get there. A lot of us know it can get there. Yeah, so I just hope that they don't kill the game and I can continue to make Clash Mini content. And if they do kill the game, then I hope you guys from my community will continue to hang out with me, have fun, play some awesome Supercell games. And if it does die, then we go next, I guess.